to Crash Course
U.S. History.
High school style.
I'm Allie.
I'm Kaya.
And I'm Sabine. Today we will be talking about everyone's favorite mass media company, famous for its animated character, Mickey Mouse, the Walt Disney Company, or simply Disney.
The company began with a young man with a passion for creativity. From a young age, Walt Elias Disney had an interest in drawing and painting. He took classes at the Kansas City Art Institute and School of Design to study cartooning. His initial dream job was merely to be a newspaper cartoonist until it was interrupted by World War I.
Upon his return from the war, he met of Iwerks, another young artist who together eventually launched a small studio of their own in 1922. They created a short animated advertising films and series of cartoon sketches called Laughograms, and pilot films for series of fairy tales such as Alice in Cartoonland. After a declared bankruptcy of the company from being cheated by New York Films distributor, Disney decided to try his luck in California. With the success of his first Alice film and the distribution of it, the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio began on October 16, 1923, with Walt Disney and his brother Roy as equal partners. Soon after that, at Roy's suggestion, the company changed the Walt Disney Studios.
Roy ran the business and Disney and Iwerks drew the cartoons. Together, Disney and Iwerks experimented with a new character, an energetic, cheerful, and playful mouse named Mickey. They had planned two shorts called Playing Crazy and Galloping Guancho to introduce Mickey Mouse. But when The Jazz Singer, a motion picture with singer Al Jolson, was released, the first picture with sound, these shorts were set aside and replaced with Steamboat Willie. Disney saw the potentiality of a cartoon equipped with voices and music. In 1928, Steamboat Willie was released and met with great success.
Walt Disney did not waste any time to relish in his success. As another series was produced, The Silly Symphonies, one of the episodes won the Academy Award for the Best Cartoon in 1932, the very first Academy offered for that category. A Disney cartoon won the Oscar every year that decade.
Mickey Mouse and his girlfriend Minnie were adored by the public with their speech, skills, and personality traits of human beings. Disney even voiced Mickey until 1947. Their popularity with the public was met with the invention of new animal characters such as Donald Duck, Pluto, and Goofy.
Disney's cartoons had lightened the moods of people during the Great Depression. His short that aired in 1933, The Three Little Pigs, was a light in the dark of the Depression for many people. It sympathized with the majority of the population as it portrays a little pig who works hard to build a brick house to protect against the big huffing and puffing wolf, who suited the need of courage in the face of the Depression. It was during this time, the early 1930s, that Disney had drawn an endearing audience from all over the world and began making money despite of the Depression.
In 1973, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was Disney and America's first full-length animated film. The completion of the film took 3 years to finish, but in the end, it was a great hit. It became one of the highest grossing films of all time, beating out Gone with the Wind.
Disney had an optimistic and profitable future ahead of him until World War II hit. Fantasia and Pinocchio were released in 1940 but were too expensive because the company was losing most of its foreign markets due to the war. The war left the company in retrench. During the war, though, Disney's characters were integrated into war's propaganda, and Mickey Mouse became a significant symbol to America, just as the Statue of Liberty and Uncle Sam.
It's time for the mystery document. The rules here are simple. If Allie is wrong about the mystery document, then she gets sprayed with a hose. If she's right, then she won't get wet. Let's go.
Here we are outside for the mystery document. Here's Allie. Hi. Oh my.
Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees. To make some honey just for me when I look under the rocks and plants and take glance at the fancy ants and try a few, haha, try one. This is a song.
Yes.
Wherever I roam, wherever I...
That's not the tune.
Oh, it's Tangled! What the? Wait, is it not Tangled?
It is not Tangled. It is from
The Jungle Book.
And now we're back. As Walt's motion pictures and television programs became successful, he felt a desire to branch out into amusement parks. He wanted to build a park that both parents and children could go to and have a good time, as other entertainment enterprises only targeted the children. This was the idea behind the creation of the park Disneyland, opened in July 1955. The design for Disneyland Main Street, USA was inspired by the location of Walt's family farm in Marceline, Missouri.
As Disneyland became successful, Walt decided to open another park, Disney World, in 1971. Disney World would become a resort destination as it had 40 square miles of land, which is about the size of San Francisco. After Walt died during the planning stages, Roy oversaw the building of Disney World.
The success of Disneyland and Disney World prompted the Disney Company to opening 5 more resorts around the world. Tokyo Disney Resort in 1983, Disneyland Paris in 1992, Hong Kong Disneyland in 2005, Hawaii Honolulu Disney Resort and Spa in 2011, and Shanghai Disney Resort in 2016.
He grew and released movie after movie after movie up until this day. Disney did this by growing its franchisement through buying already successful media companies such as Pixar Animation Studios. Pixar began in 1979 producing a lot of short films until their collaboration with Disney to produce their first full-length movie, Toy Story, in 1991. Soon after 1997, both companies reached an agreement to produce 5 additional movies together over the next 10 years, which are Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monster Inc., Finding Nemo's, and The Incredible. Near the end of their agreement in 2006, Disney announced that it had agreed to purchase Pixar.
Over the next 6 years after that, Disney also acquired Marvel Entertainment in 2009 and Lucasfilms in 2012.
Lately, in 2016, Moana, a female Pacific Islander heroine, was released and was the first Disney princess that steered away from the average romantic plot. Disney took 5 years to complete and release the movie because the directors, animators, and writers traveled around Polynesia to gain accurate historical and cultural information. The movie even starred a young native Hawaiian woman, Oli'i Carvalho.
From the amount of movies and empire buildings around the world, Disney has drawn significant criticism and has been accused of Disneyfication due to its much more sunnier and dramatized stories that are based on complicated and sometimes controversial historical events such as the movies Pocahontas and Pearl Harbor.
Disney has shaped the world's view of America's history both to citizens of the United States and those outside of the country. The collective memory of Disneyfied history is valued not in its factuality, but in the lack thereof. Disney helped tell the story of history that we hoped it to be. It gave life to folk history that we would have liked, and in doing so gave us a sense of optimism, hope, and unity.
Disney makes a version of American history that is easily accessible, which shows people less the nation that we have been in the past, and more of a nation that we want to be, and indeed, hope that we are.
Wait,
We're recording!
wait. Rocket-to-let's fly. No, factuality, a whole factuality. Yo, this could be a song like Gucci Gang, but like factuality.
It's not.
Let's go! Okay.
Wait,